All right, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Vanglorious. So I've gotten some comments about something. Can you fit in this if you're a tall guy? Can you fit into this one and this one? So I'm here to make a video to show you how I fit in these cars, and this will give you a good gauge of whether you can get into something like this and if it's practical or not. So I think the most important thing too is that I'll show you how I sit in the vehicles, because I particularly like to sit a little bit lower to the ground. So I'll show you how I look in it and what I do to get in them. I'm also going to give you a good insight as to whether is it a good idea to have any one of these for daily use. I've dailied this one, this is the new daily, and during the summertime I drive this one a lot. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown of how I use these for my everyday life. Alright, so we're going to start with the Supra, because honestly it feels like the most cramped one out of the three cars. So my seating position is already fixed. Watch your head. And that's it. So because I'm 6'3" and about 235 pounds, I'm on the slender side. So it allows me to get in here a little bit easier. It does feel like there is some space for me to be in here, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the seating position, the bolsters here are gonna hold you in pretty nicely. So if you are on the bigger side, you might struggle with that. But as far as leg space isn't too bad, and I'll show you how I manage with this. The seat controls are on the side here, and because that's actually the seat back, because I sit so far back because I am tall, it's resting on the brace behind the seat, so that's what that noise was. So I do have to end up going back. This way I'm sitting more in an obtuse position. This way I have enough leg room here, and to be honest, I'm pretty comfortable like this. Like, I can sit like this for hours and I'm fine. It's enough room for me to move, and the steering wheel does move. So if you find that you need to bring it up, you can bring it up, and this is with it all the way down. So you do have some range of movement, and it goes forward and backward. So if you are the type of person that doesn't have as long legs, you could put it a little bit forward. Because I have long legs, I have it pushed all the way back. So that's locked in its position, and I could do what I need to do. I can drive, I can do whatever comfortably, and it's enough room for my legs to move, so I can hit all the pedals. It's no problem for me at all. I have room to move side by side. My right leg is resting a little bit close to the side of this dash, but outside of that, I mean, I have enough room. So if you're a guy of my stature, you'll fit in here fine. If you are shorter, but around the same weight, the seats will probably give you a little bit of a challenge, but you can adjust that in these as well, because there is seat adjustment for your bolsters. So long story short, you can fit in this if you are relatively tall. And as far as headroom goes, I do have a good amount of headroom still here. Like, my seat's all the way down to the lowest setting that it could go, to be towards the frame rails. So I have plenty of room in here. I've done a track day and I've had a helmet on, so if you are conscious about that, I would say your tipping point is about 6'3", 6'4". Any taller than that, I can't guarantee that it's gonna work out for you. All right, you can physically put so much stuff in here because it's deeper. So there's room in here, and I love this about this car, because honestly, I could put groceries, I could put my camera equipment, I could put a bunch of things in here, and it's going to fit. I'm not really worried about how small the vehicle is, because I know this space got me. And the cool thing is, it's got tonneau covers, so if you are having a little bit of crowded space back here, you can open this up and you'll be able to fit more stuff in here. It's just a much deeper space to put stuff in opposed to the other two cars. So I would rank this number one. Number two would be the 8.6, and number three would be the Z. So that's what you're looking at in terms of space. So you're gonna see it's a lot easier getting into this. Pretty simple. Now there's a couple things to note in comparison to this and the Supra. So that roof line that's on the Supra is a little different from this one. This one's a little bit more forgiving. You will hit your head in the Supra, so you'll have to understand that you got to get in a certain way. But this one you saw was pretty easy for me to get into. So I am sit a little bit more relaxed, but the seat is higher because the frame rails between that car and this car are different. So this is in my lowest position. So I can't go any lower to the floor in this car, and I have plenty of room. You can see I have a good amount of leg room here. I can reach all the pedals, full extension, so everything is good. This is more spacious in the leg department, so I won't lie to you guys about that. I have room for my steering wheel to go forward and back, and it's in a pretty good spot. So I have a good arm reach on it, and I can, like I said, get to everything in this. So the biggest difference you'll notice is that it feels like there's a little bit more lateral space and back support, whereas that other the other feeling in the Supra is that it's a little bit more sport inspired. So even the bolsters like hug in just a little bit more tighter than these are a little bit more of a wider back. So somebody who is of a wider stature will probably have a better time in this car than the Supra, because I can drive in this car for a long time, and like I said, I think it's the most comfortable car out of the 3 cars I have here. So this is as low as it goes. You'll have your seating adjustments here. That's it. So if you're the type of person that likes to sit low in the car, you might want to get seats for this, or frame rails that come on your new seats that are a little bit lower to the ground. I do sometimes feel like I'm sitting on top of the car, not necessarily in it like a tub, and I feel like that's why I gravitate towards a more sportier feel like the Supra has, because I love sitting low into the car that's already low. So that's kind of your perspective on this. This is going to be a more comfortable approach in terms of will you fit or how you will manage to fit in it. I hate to admit, not as much space in the rear. It's not very shallow. Width-wise, this is as much as you get. Honestly, this feels more like a shelf than it is an actual hatch. So you can put groceries in here, but honestly, I wouldn't put anything else too much in here because you're just not gonna have the space. So you are sacrificing a little bit of practicality by having this versus the other two. It's just not enough here. Last up, the 8.6. This one is roomy. I got plenty of room in here. So if you are tall and you're about 230 to 260, maybe 270, you'll fit. These seats, a little tight, but there's just so much more width and space. Everything looks widescreen in here compared to the other 2 cars. I have a lot of visibility. As for seat adjustment, it is manual, so I'm far back here, and then if I need, I can go back a little bit more in the seat, but I like to sit a little bit upright so I'm in a fixed position, and I can reach everything. A lot of room, and if I would like to have the wheel a little bit higher, it goes up and forward and back. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. So it does feel a little bit more spacious than the Z in the legroom department, but you are sitting pretty low. So if that's your thing, that's great. If not, then you're probably going to want to do seats, or you just want to avoid this car. There's not much adjustment outside of the manual adjustment here, so they're not like 8-way or 16-way seats. Everything's manual, so what you see is what you get with this. Space in this car. You can fit 4 track tires with the wheels into this car. I know despite what you're seeing here, you can pop this down and that'll give you space for the rear 2 seats, which no one virtually uses. So there is space here. It looks deceiving, but honestly, I've fit so many things into the back of this car. So if you're worried about, oh, can I survive with this, or, you know, can I do my day-to-days? You can get groceries, you can take your dogs, you can do whatever. You can do a lot with this car. So don't let how small this car is fool you, because there is a good amount of space. Is it like an SUV? No, but if you're gonna have this car and you're worried about space, you will have it. All right, so we're back inside because I forgot to record an outro outside. Hopefully you found this video informative. For all the people in the tall camp, you can fit in, you know, a Supra, a Z, or an 8.6. It is definitely possible. You just have to find the right seating position. So hopefully it gave you enough confidence to, you know, go and check one out, sit in one yourself, and hopefully you'll be driving off the lot with one. So if you do have any other questions or concerns, you can leave it down below, because I've been enjoying answering your guys' questions and comments lately. So keep doing that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I still see it's over 95% of you guys that aren't subscribed but are just rolling through the channel. Just subscribe. You're going to enjoy the content. And I have plenty of content from previous years that you can peruse just in case you're curious about something or whatever. So on that note, I'm gonna leave you guys to the next video. Take care. Peace.